Hello everyone, we hope you are very well. Our presentation is based on the film audio we analyze for our comparative linguistics class. The story we reconstructed tells the life of a young man named Tom whose world changed after a car accident when he was 3 years old. Since that day, he developed a speech disorder that made communication difficult and often painful. At school, Tom is bullied by a classmate named Andy who mocks his way of speaking. This makes Tom feel frustrated, isolated, and afraid to talk. However, another classmate, Anna, begins to help him. At first, she doesn't understand his problem and even laughs, but later she realizes his struggle and becomes supportive. There is a scene where Tom must give a presentation. He starts stuttering but Anna encourages him to keep going. Later, he opens up about his accident and his insecurities. Anna tells him, I don't like you because you're getting better. I like you because of who you are. The story ends with Tom saying, I guess this is how it has to end, a line that reflects peace, closure, and self acceptance.
Hello. Well, now, from a linguistic perspective, the short film shows how language reflects relationships, emotions, and power. But we identified three key linguistic markers that are hesitation, intonation, and silence. Well, first of all, the hesitation. So it appears in Tom's speech. When he repeats sounds like the, or pauses for several seconds before finishing a sentence. So this hesitation expresses both effort and vulnerability, making the listener empathize with him. Yeah, like for the second one is intonation, and it helps us to understand each character's attitude. Like Anna's voice is calm and encouraging when she offers for help, while Andy's voice has a mocking tone, like revealing a lack of empathy and sense of superiority. And finally, the silence. This is used to communicate emotion because, or when Tom doesn't answer immediately, that silence represents fear, tension, or reflection. The absence of words becomes a form of expression, like a way of speaking without really speaking. Well, through these elements, the story goes beyond words to show human emotions uh, through sound.
Hello, now I'm going to talk about sociolinguistic comparison. When we compare these features between English and Spanish, we find clear cultural contrast. In English, hesitation and pauses are often associated with sincerity or nervousness. They are accepted as a natural part of communication. In Spanish, however, long pause can be perceived as an insecurity or lack of fluency, since Spanish speakers tend to fill silences with words like pues or bueno. Intonation also changes across languages. English often use phrasal variation in pitch to express doubt, politeness, or irony, while Spanish tends to be more expressed and emotional. For example, Anna's line, I like you because of who you are, will probably sound warmer and more dramatic in Spanish. Finally, silence in English can mean respect or reflection or emotional distance, while in Spanish speaker context it can be awkward or uncomfortable. This difference shows how language reflects culture, how people from different societies use sound, rhythm, and tones to express identity and connection. This experience taught us that language is not only about words, it's also about tone, rhythm, hesitation, and silence. Listening the short film or podcasts or video without images might, made us focus more deeply on emotional and sound. We realize that communication goes beyond grammar, it carries identity, culture, and human experience.
English and Spanish both reveal feelings, but in different ways. English tends to express emotions through subtle cues, while Spanish uses more intensity and openness.
Well, now reconstructing this story reminds us that behind every voice there is a person who wants to be understood. And that language, in any form, is a bridge between people. Thank you all for listening. Bye.